Well, g'day Harbour Youth, this is Tom Batty, and this week we have a special guest to join us. This week we're joined by Sandra, but I don't know you as Sandra, I know you as Mum.
Hi Tom.
Yeah. This week we're looking at honouring your parents. It says it in the Ten Commandments. Jesus is pretty keen on honouring your parents, and all throughout the New Testament there is the repeated command to honour your parents, and also hell will be filled with those people who don't honour their parents. So there's a really strong push for this to happen, but I want to acknowledge that as a teenager, this is really hard. Mum, what was I like as a teenager in terms of honouring my parents, particularly from your perspective?
As a Christian, when you first became a Christian in about year 7,
Yep.
I would not say that you honoured your parents as well as you should,
Okay.
but you were honouring God in your new Christianity.
Yeah, okay.
And that was, for the beginning, good enough for me.
Yeah, okay. So
Because I thought the honour would come later.
Yeah, so you saw a change there, and although some things changed, I remember I had a pretty potty mouth when I was in year 6 at least.
Yes, you did.
And
you are a very naughty boy.
Yeah. Yeah, a very naughty boy. Yeah, and I remember my potty mouth changing fairly quickly, but I remember it being hard for me to realise that being a Christian changes also the way that I relate to my parents, and so that took a while.
It did take a while, yes.
Yeah. How long did it take for me to learn how to honour my parents appropriately?
Appropriately, could I say 15 years?
Yeah.
I think you started to honour your parents
Yeah.
when you became a parent yourself. I think when you were a teenager, you still had all the aspects of the world around you.
Yeah, so you're suggesting that all of the kids at youth group should go and get knocked up and have kids themselves, and that way they'll learn how to honour their own parents. Is that what you're saying?
Well, perhaps a little further down the track.
Yeah.
Not quite now.
Okay. So don't get knocked up.
No, don't get knocked up. Don't knock anybody up.
Yeah, okay, so, and I can agree with that I know our relationship certainly changed when our first child was born, and I realised that I think the one-way love that I'd received from you, I'd never been able to give back. And so when I had my own child, it was like, whoa, this is what's been happening to me for my whole life.
That's right. You really don't know until you have your own child. But as a teenager, I think it's difficult to be a mother to a teenager. That's a teenager non-Christian or Christian.
Yeah.
Or a teenager of any faith.
Yeah.
But I did notice a change in you when you became Christian. Your potty mouth, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
You became perhaps a little more, or tried to be a little bit more perceptive of what was going on around you. But sometimes you weren't.
Yeah. Serious ups and downs, and that's the kind of teenage
That's
life
a normal teenage life.
Yeah.
But once you became a Christian, a committed Christian, you did not stray from that path, to my knowledge.
Yeah, and Mum, I totally didn't. I never did anything wrong the whole time I was a Christian.
That's never. There was no abseiling off bridges there.
Hey, this goes public.
Oops.
Yeah, well, I particularly wanted to share this video with you because it's hard for you as a teenager to honour your parents, but it's really significant, and it shows that you've been transformed by the love of Christ. Any other fun stories to add?
I could go on for a couple of hours. Fun stories. You've caught me on a spot. Can you prompt me with any fun stories?
No. I'm happy for you to not tell any. That's
tell
good.
any fun. Well, I will say that I had lunch with some friends a couple of weeks ago that knew me when before you were a Christian and when you were a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
And this particular friend was saying to the group of people there, "Oh, you would not believe it. He's a minister now."
That's right.
And that was a significant change, because this particular friend said, "You used to be tearing your hair out over that child." And at times I did, and she saw that.
and I apologize, repent of, and thank Christ that He is the one who works through me.
Well,
Yeah.
I thank God too
Yeah.
that He came into your life, and that I was able to share Him with you at a crucial time of your growing up.
Well, thanks so much for sharing, Mum. I really appreciate having you on, and I hope that's encouragement for you guys to take Christ seriously and let Him change the way that you honour and relate to your parents. Catch you later.
Bye.
I think you can see Zali back there. Can you see her in the reflection?
Can't see.
Ah!